Well, all right. It's been a while since we've made a video, but we are finally done with the Sweet 16 restorations. I've actually been done with those for a little while now. Been done with this custom display stand for quite a while. I just hadn't got around to making the video. We're in the middle of September, actually. So this is the display stand, and we'll show you some pictures of it and whatnot in this video. And also in the description below this video, I'll post a link of the actual build of this. That'll be on my other channel. I have another channel that I started way before this one, deals with motorcycles and woodworking and that kind of thing. But I will have the build of that in there. But I wanted to show you in this video what you're getting. So this is going to be for the eBay auction, and we'll go over each car and all of its faults and its good points, because they are not perfect. You guys know that. They probably look better in person, most of them, than they do on video, but there are some issues with some of them. But this is basically a giant Hot Wheels button. As you can see, it's made out of some poplar. This is laser etched to make it look like a Hot Wheels button that you would get. The back side of this is not finished, but the rest of it is. This is layered, so there is a distinction between the two layers there. And I wanted to give this a rustic look, actually. So it doesn't look perfect, and that's what I was going for, something that looks kind of rustic. I could have painted it black and hid all the imperfections, but I didn't want to do that. Now this is a black stain, and in the bays themselves, I did some flocking, and you'll see that if you watch the video. So this is all nice black flocking in here, and hopefully you can kind of see that there. So you can actually display these a couple different ways. You could use this, you could put some legs under this, use this as a table. There's your little top. Now this does have 5 coats, I think, 5 coats of clear. This is a matte clear, so you could potentially set some drinks and whatnot on there. Probably wouldn't do that, but you could. If I were gonna go that route, I would probably use something like an epoxy or something to just protect it. Because it is wood, it gets wet, it can certainly damage or warp. So you can set this on a table just like this, looking down at all the cars. Or, we're gonna put the lid on it, you could actually hang it on the wall. So you can do it either way. Now if you hang it on the wall, you won't be able to use the cover. Now you could drill for some magnets, put those on there and the cover would stay on there, but if you're displaying on the wall, I have a feeling you're probably going to want to display the cars. And when you display the cars on the wall, I'll show you some shots right now. So you can see when you display it on the wall, you can view all the cars very easily. So the way this is configured, you'll see there is some dead space. I don't really like that part of it, but there was no real easy way around it. Now I could have possibly moved some of the slots around. Could have put them at an angle, that'd have been kind of goofy. Of course, I guess it wouldn't matter, but putting them flat, so if I would have moved this one here and like say this one here, the circle is still going to be the same size because I need this space over here, this lip, so I still had to make the circle the same exact size no matter how I configured this. I was trying to make it a little bit smaller because it is a pretty large display. Now, if it wasn't just the Sweet 16, I would have put probably 4 more slots to put more cars in there, and we could have utilized that space a little bit better. But I wanted to make this specifically for this Sweet 16 set. Now you notice there's a lip here, and then in the inside of the lid, you've also got a lip. So that will sit on here. Now there is some play, and it make it exactly the right size. And there's a few reasons why. One, it's very difficult, but number 2 is for movement. So if this were really tight, heat, cold can possibly, fuse these together almost, and you'd have to rip it off and take it apart. So I didn't want to do that. So I just made a little bit of play in there, so there is movement allowing for the wood to contract and expand and whatnot. And again, we're going for that rustic look. So this was dark, and then I sanded it to let it bleed through. This was really dark. Even on the edges, I made it kind of rough. And then also this knot here. In the video, I think in the build video, I explained it. I wanted that knot to be there. I was surprised it landed exactly there. I don't know why, I just thought it would be cool to have a knot there. There's the back side of the knot. Now these knots were filled with a brown CA, which we sanded down, so there's actually not a knot there anymore. It's smooth, but it's just the look of the knot. I mean, it's still there, but it's, again, not a hole in the wood. So now we're going to go over all of these Hot Wheels in as best detail as I can. Hopefully I don't miss anything or forget anything. This is for the eBay auction, so I want to make sure that I fully disclose everything that could be wrong with these cars, and you could see them up close. Now I do have it brighter in here. Typically I like to film with like a darker background, and the reason why is it's the detail. It sounds crazy, but there's better detail in those. I mean, you can see a little tiny hair in these cars, but it's kind of not a true representation also. I think some of them, it makes them look worse because they look great in person. I go watch the video, I'm like, oh God, that looks like crap. So maybe I'm doing myself a disservice. But I've also had complaints, hey, the video is too dark. Now on my MacBook and my phone and everything, it looks pretty good. But I did look at it on my work PC not long ago, and I'm like, man, that video is too dark. So could be that it's the different screens that I'm using, and we're gonna roll with it right now. It's called TV mode on this camera. I've not messed with any ISO. I do have a 50mm lens on here right now. Other than that, nothing. So with all that said, we're going to start with the custom Camaro. We're going to go over what we've done, you know, obvious, that kind of thing. So this one we've obviously used screws to attach it. We've got reproduction wheels. I did not paint the rear taillights. Don't recall why. I think maybe this particular casting did not have them painted originally. Overall looks really good. There is some little imperfections back here. That's in the casting itself. Now this one does have an issue with the hood. It'll come out. Well, it didn't want to come out right now, but it will come out. The right-hand pin is broke, and I had fixed that at one time, and it was fine. And then after I painted it later on down the road, it actually broke again, apparently. And I don't know where it went, and it's kind of too late to fix it now. So there is the custom Camaro. Probably one of my favorites, and it rolls just fine as well. Next we got the Barracuda. Again, we use screws, reproduction wheels, painted taillights, this one you can see some imperfections in the roof. That is just the casting itself. The back was bent. This one was in really rough shape, but it rolls. Now it does look like one wheel might be a little bit, and when I push down on it, I mean, I'm barely pushed, it rolls fine, but if you let it free, well, we're going in that little hole, that's why. But the hood on this one is fine. Now it is a little gunky in there. I don't recall why, but I may try to clean that up. Glass is fine, just like with the Corvette. There is a little bit of, not chipping, but it just looks a little funny right down there. And we got the Diora. Now this I have used reproduction flat rivets, I think because it had those originally. Reproduction wheels. Good glass. It rolls. And it's in great shape. Really not a whole lot to say about this one. Nothing opens or anything like that on that one. Got the Camaro. Again, we've used screws on this one. There are some imperfections in the actual casting itself. There's one right here in the back, and then one right here in the hood, or the roof rather, you can kind of see. The hood on this opens. There's also a burr right there. Little burr right, which I may get that off before the casting. That's actually part of the casting. It's original, little burr. Overall, it turned out not too shabby. I don't remember if I painted those or if that was original. Also, I will have in the links below the video in the description all of the reconditioning or the refurbishing of all these cars, so you can see the process and everything that we did to some of these. This one I believe I did, yeah, I definitely electroplated this one. Appears to be a little scratch right there. You can see that. And it rolls. Got the Firebird. Again, there's an imperfection right there in the casting. One right here, and there's one right there. It's like almost a hole. It's not, but reproduction wheels, screws. And it rolls just fine. Good glass. Got the Python, screws, original wheels. Good glass. It's a very nice casting actually. Got the J car, got screws, original wheels. Nothing wrong with the engine compartment, that all opens fine. Good glass, it rolls. We got the custom Eldorado. Again, we use screws, reproduction wheels. This one was a hot mess when we got it, and it looks better in person than it does on film for sure. The silhouette. The base is original as far as the color. I did not repaint the base using screws. Original wheels except for I think this one. It's not a repop, it's just one that I had extra. The glass on this was very, very, very bad. You'll want to see the video on that one. I think it turned out great. The paint matches really well from the original on the base to the actual casting itself. And it's a roller as well. Pretty much all these roll. We got the Beatnik Bandit, screws, original wheels. It rolls. Good glass. It's a nice little casting. Got the custom Cougar. Again, we use screws. This one was really, really bad. You can see right here, that's actually in the casting itself. I electroplated it. No matter what I did, that would not come out of there. So even this has been 2 or 3 different colors, just seeing if maybe a color would hide it, and it definitely does not. This was really bad shape too. I think the hood is fine on this one. It's stiff, it's hard to open, but yeah, it doesn't come out or anything like that. So it's a roller as well. Reproduction wheels, screws. This one is pretty much pristine. Got the little glass sunroof that opens and closes. It's a nice little casting. It rolls really, really well. This is probably one of the best ones. I think it was in the best condition. Okay, we've got the hot heap. We've used reproduction flat rivets on this. Reproduction wheels. Overall, it's in great shape. Now it does have one little chip in the paint, right, well, 2 actually, right there and right there. But other than that, it's a great rolling chassis, good windshield. It's a nice little casting. Got the custom T-Bird. Again, we use screws, reproduction wheels. This one was pretty rough as well. You can see some of this is fingerprints, but some of the inconsistencies in the actual metal. But overall, it looks really, really well, and it's a roller as well. Good glass. All of these have good glass for the most part. I think they all have good glass, except for, which I mentioned, was the one that had a little chip or whatever. I don't remember which one that was, but yeah. Now we've got the fleet side. We've got reproduction rivets here. They don't look so hot. We've got reproduction wheels. This one appears to have missing some of the red line on it. At least I think these are reproduction wheels, yeah. Original cover, now it is barely hanging on, but it's still in there. As you hear the neighbor's dog barking. That dog barks all the time. And it's a roller. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, there's just some little imperfections in the top of the glass there. Then our last is our custom Mustang. Reproduction rivets, reproduction wheels. The paint on this, it looks too thick. And it doesn't feel that great. I don't recall what went wrong with this one. I know the casting was in really bad shape, but I don't know why. I must have painted it a little bit thicker to try to hide some of that. But you know, there are some, I mean, there's like a hole right here. I mean, that's just in the casting. There's all kinds of, I mean, this one was really, really rough. And I believe we electroplated that. This side was the roughest. This is like all ate away. This side's really good. It rolls. Now it does feel like the front here is kind of dragging. I can hear it, but it does roll, and it looks pretty good actually. Good windshield. Everything else about it's good. Just that side's a little boogered up. In the eBay auction, I am going to post pictures of each of these vehicles. Since there's 16, I don't think I'll be able to post too many. Maybe only 16. I wanted to post like from every angle, almost like I'm selling a real car, because I want it to be really. You know, I don't want to hide anything with any of these cars. Oh yeah, the hood on the Mustang is, that's, I forgot to mention that, it is boogered up as well. So it's, you can see when you open it, it's just, there's a pin that's either broke or missing, I don't recall. It's fine, it'll fit on there fine, but when you open it, it does want to go sideways. Glad I remembered that. I don't want to hide that. But anyway, so I don't want to, you know, mislead anybody on any of these. I want you to know the exact condition, and hopefully that came across in this video. If you see anything you have a question on, let me know. Again, I will post pictures of each one of these in the auction. I'll post a picture of the actual case they come in. I just don't know how many pictures. I haven't posted on eBay for years. Well, seems like it's been years, not long ago, but anything substantial. So that's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post those below. Subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.